What's up, Bergen County? Hi, I'm Stacy Esser. I am with the Stacy Esser Group, and I'm going to dive into our monthly market update. Lots of questions. Actually, I was out with somebody today and they said, have we peaked? Has the market peaked? So we're going to talk about that. We're going to look at 6 key market indicators for your housing market, Bergen County. 6 key indicators. The first 3 are going to be sort of a look backwards. We're going to look at homes sold. We're going to look at the prices. And we're also going to look at what's under contract. And that's stuff that sort of already happened. We're going to look at 3 more indicators that are more future-facing indicators. And that's, we're going to look at what product is coming to the market. So how many new listings are coming to the market. We're going to look at what those prices look like. And we're going to look at whether or not those are getting reduced, whether those new prices are getting reduced. And that is a really strong, probably one of the strongest market indicators in our market to show us whether there is any kind of shift happening. So I'm so glad you guys are here. Let's take a look at the screen. Let me tell you what we're looking at. All right. We're looking at 3 data points here. We're looking at the blue line here is going to be your 2023 line. The black line is 2022, and the orange line is 2021. And these are the trend lines. We're going to start with what we said. We're going to start with looking at sold inventory, so we can see if we look at this data point, it shows us that at the end of November, about in November 26th, looking back about 12 weeks, we are 138 homes. 138 homes were sold. And then the same time last year, there were about 177 homes sold. So we're showing that it's year over year, about a 22% difference. And that's looking back 12 weeks. I'm doing a 12-week look back, okay? 12-week look back year over year. So again, about 22%. Now, if you kind of look at the trend line for the entire year, we've been trending under last year as much as 35%. I think we got up to 35% at some point. Yeah, right about here. So here, which is basically March in 23, we were already 36% under homes sold to last year. So that where we are trending down the entire year. And I think everybody knows that. The question is, why is that happening? The biggest question I get is, are there simply less buyers? Has demand fallen off? And it's not an easy answer, because in some ways, yes, demand has fallen off, but there's reasons for that. It's because of affordability and lack of inventory. That's why demand has fallen off. So what you ultimately have are buyers on the sidelines. And there's one more reason, and we're going to get into that in a minute. Let's go to the second lagging indicator, and we're going to go to what is pending. How many homes are pending, which basically is how many homes are under contract, right? So now we know how many homes sold, and now we're going to look at under contract. Look how far below 2023 is in units. This is the units, right, between 150 to 200 units. Look how far below this is in pending sales compared to where we were over in 22 and in 23. I mean, it is like shocking, because what this is telling us is that we have a further gap in pending sales than we do in sold home, which just means that it's getting worse, not better. It's getting worse, not better. So this is hard to look at if you're a buyer, hard to look at. And the other thing I want you to notice is that this middle area here is what's supposed to be our spring season, right? Where seasonally we see more homes coming to market, we see more demand, we see a lot of activity. But look, I mean, it is so flat. So it doesn't just stink for buyers, it kind of stinks for agents also. But we're not here to talk about me, so let's talk about you. Let's look at the next one. The next one is sales, right? So what are houses selling for? And that is obviously the biggest question people ask is, well, what do those sold prices look like? Median sales price. Oh, this is a fabulous chart to look at, and I'm going to tell you why. Stay there with me for a minute, all right? So you can see that 2023 is the big winner, woo, over over 2022 and 2021, right? You can see clearly, right? Where our prices are higher. Look, this is just a higher, this is higher the entire year. It's higher. The other part of this that is interesting is people ask us about timing. When should I buy? When should I sell? I know most people think that spring is the best time to sell. You get the most money for your house. Well, you know what? If you're looking at this chart, yeah, that's true. Because look how high these prices are above last year compared to the beginning of the year, right? So you're looking at a 1%, 2%, 3%, 3% here, right? Overall, I mean, maybe you jump for a hot second to a bigger number, but the trend is pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe you get to 5. Over here, you guys, we start at 5% above last year and we just go up from there, getting to 9%. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I guess statistically, if you're asking yourself, when will I get the most amount of money for my house? It's when you're going up in the springtime, which is almost around the corner in my mind. As a buyer, why would you wait? Why would you wait? Why would you wait if you know that that's when the prices get higher? Don't wait. Buy now. That's my message for the buyers. Okay, now we're going to go to the 3 leading indicators, right? We did 3 lagging indicators. We're going to go to the 3 leading indicators. And we're going to start with, is there any inventory coming to the market, right? We cannot sell it if we don't have it, right? We can't sell what's not for sale. So we have to get inventory to the market in order to create a more balanced market between buyer and seller. And that is the sticking point. So again, we were talking about this at the beginning of the video, and I said to you guys that the question of, is it a demand issue? And I said, yeah, it is demand, but there are reasons for it. The first one is affordability. The second one is inventory. And the biggest one has simply been that our Bergen County homeowners do not want to sell their house to buy another house where their interest rates are 3, 4, 5% higher than what they have right now. And buyers are struggling because they don't know where to go, and sellers are struggling for the same reason. They have to get out so the buyer can buy. We don't have a lot of new, even though I feel like a lot of homeowners feel like there's new construction on every block. We do not have enough new construction to satiate demand. We do not have enough places for our baby boomers, for instance, to age in place, to go. So there is a big cluster of inventory situation happening. So you guys can fill in the blanks. And for the last 3 years, we have been negative in new inventory. That's what this is. That's, by the way, what this is telling you. The biggest amount of inventory. So what we're seeing here are new listings. And we could see that for 3 years running, we have had less product than the year before. And again, you see that new inventory is supposed to seasonally adjust in this spring season. And look at how sad 2023 spring season was. I mean, it was like, wah, wah, wah. Not so good, right? So frustrating. You're looking at really low numbers of new inventory coming to market. And yeah, I mean, this is a little consistent with the interest rates being so high. And of course, well, I don't know, of course, but I think what we're all hoping is that as the interest rates tick down, more sellers are going to be willing to move out. That's what we're hoping, right? So we could see here where we are is we're this was the end of November, but 8% below where we were last year, 8% below. And we got as high, as 27, 28% below last year. So this is hard, you guys. We don't have less buyers. I understand there was a COVID surge, but we have a lot of buyers that are still waiting to buy, and a lot of people staying in rentals that are looking to move out and buy a house. So we have demand. We just need the product. And of course, if the affordability issue is better by the interest rates coming down, it's just going to be stronger for everybody. And let's see. The next one we're going to look at are going to be what are the prices when those houses are coming to market. So this is really cool to look at, you guys. I mean, this is a future indicator of pricing, because this is telling you when the house goes on the market, is it coming up higher than it was last year? Are the houses that are getting listed being listed at higher prices? And you could see every single year, the homeowners and the builders are listing houses for higher prices. As interest rates tick down, prices are going to rise. That is my prediction. I think prices are going to rise. I think you're going to see more inventory. I definitely think there's going to be more selection, but you're going to see a price rise. You're going to see prices rise. And the last one is going to be how many houses are dropping price. So if the sellers are wrong, what happens? If the sellers are wrong, they will have to drop their price, most likely. If the sellers are wrong, they'll have to drop their price. Houses will stay on the market longer. Sellers who want to sell will drop their price. So that is a tremendous indicator for buyers to look at. Also, if you're a smart seller, you're going to be looking at that too, because you definitely don't want to go on the market at the wrong price and have your house sit there. So let's take a look at that. This is 2022 is your black line, 2021 is your orange line, and 23 is your blue line. And it's interesting. So right about where we saw prices go up, and we're seeing slightly more price reductions happen. I mean, it's very slight, but it is sort of interesting, because this is telling us that, not every seller is hitting it on the money, right? Not every seller is putting that price out at the right number. And I think buyers are smart. I think that they're savvy. I think they feel beaten up. And if you're a seller and you're sitting on the market without, a buyer biting, then something's wrong. You probably are not presenting that house the right way, and or you need to adjust your price so that the buyers don't feel like they're getting taken advantage of. And that's what you'll see if the sellers try to list their houses for too much money and houses start to price drop. A little bit of that happening here, but still nothing tremendous. So, okay, this was a monthly market update for Bergen County. I'm so happy you stayed to watch. I think that we're looking for what I hope is going to be a more balanced market for next year, and we'll do another video on predictions for 2024. I'm so excited you stayed, and please go ahead and comment, share, follow, like, subscribe, all those fun things. Tell me what you want more of. And of course, if you are interested in a seller's guide for your specific area, there is a link that you can click. I have customized seller guides for you all, so please feel free to click the link. I'm also happy to go over your specific zip code with you to look at those, look at the market in your specific zip code as well. All right. I'm Stacy with the Stacy Esser Group. Thank you so much for watching, and you have an absolutely fabulous day.